So next team we're gonna move on in our profile series. You might have heard of them because of a certain player that they've had. The New Orleans Pelicans. Andrade, what is your take on the Pelicans and their outlook for this year,
I mean,
maybe the future?
they got two promising young players, or they got three.
Okay.
They got Ingram, Williamson, and Ball. And I'm gonna throw Ball in there. I know some people are 50-50 with that guy, but I actually think he's gonna end up being a at least a firm starting point guard for the rest for like his career, and possibly an all-star at some point, possibly, especially with Zion. So if there's any young team out of the teams that are out of the playoff picture right now but can maybe get the eighth seed, it's the Pelicans because of the three core players that I just mentioned. And they have a vet that I highly believe in. I've always liked him, and we hear a lot about him because he's always doing the podcast, and that's JJ Reddick. So when you put JJ and those three, and you got everyone else, and on top of that, you got a GM who already, as soon as he got hired, made the right moves. I mean, he got a little lucky in the lottery, but is making the right moves. Then it's an organization I believe in, and I don't think they have let their players slack too hard during this pandemic. I actually heard, I forgot where, but I heard that apparently Zion is in good shape, if not better shape than he was before the quarantine lockdown.
I don't know. I gotta see that for
And
myself.
that's how I felt. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like to hear that, and I felt the same way as you. He's like, okay, let me see, because if Zion has shed fat but maintained his body, you know what I mean, and his muscle mass, bro, that's a motherfucking monster, right?
Baby
there.
LeBron.
Honestly, like he will just like I put like it's like if LeBron and Shaq had a baby. That's how I see Zion, or at least his potential. So I'd give him all right, championship wise. Okay, I gave the Kings 5%. I'll give him 10%. I think all as long as, for me, it's like as long as Ingram is on his shit, then I actually believe they have a good chance of getting the eighth seed. Because the only other teams that can get the eighth seed, in my opinion, are the Blazers, maybe the Spurs. Like Memphis, Kings, and am I missing anyone?
The Suns.
Oh, and Suns. All right, like we both had the same reaction. Shit, is it even worth mentioning? But like those three, like nah. Like I just don't think as a whole overall they have. So it's like between the Spurs, the Blazers, then I would put in the Pelicans like having a decent chance. And it's for me, it's if Ingram is in shape, healthy, and on point, because he can play, then I can see him leading that team. Because he would right now have to be the leader. Let's be honest. Like it's not gonna be Ball, it's not gonna be Zion, and then JJ. I mean, he's the vet, but he's not gonna lead the team. You know what I mean? So if he can ball out and play to his full potential that we've seen these little spurts of, kind of like a Tatum, you know what I mean? But he hasn't reached that consistent Tatum level yet. Then yeah, I'd give him as high as a 35% chance of making the playoffs, and what did I say, 10% at winning? Is that what I said? All right, 10%, because not even Zion, but Zion, Ingram, and Ball together. Yeah. What do you think? Am I too high on the Pelicans? Am I too low on the Pelicans?
Maybe.
Maybe. Which one? Too low?
No, you'll find out. Well, you guys are gonna find out. So yeah, you pretty much alluded to earlier. The key thing with the Pelicans is Zion in shape. Is Zion in shape? And something really good, that's been going on with if there's anything going on with the shutdown, is that there's been more time for Zion to get in shape, to get his conditioning in order, and more importantly, it's more time that he got away from his initial injury when he started the season. So that's really going to help out the Pelicans in the sense that when Zion initially came back in the middle of the season, he was on a minutes restrictions, to preserve him for the injuries, and obviously they didn't really think that they're gonna have a chance to make the playoffs. But now that they got invited to Orlando and they're only 3.5 games back of the 8th seed, they have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs. And Zion, it's safe to say he's as close as we've seen him to 100% healthy. They to give you the percentage and the reason, I'm going to give you the reason why. I'm going to give them a 40% chance to make the playoffs. To win the title, I'll give them 5%.
Better than 0%.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna beat the Clippers. They're not gonna beat the Lakers. If they make the playoffs, can they pull off a first round upset? We'll see. But the keys was gonna be Ingram, obviously Zion, Ball, and
if JJ shot is wet.
JJ shots and wet, and Derek Favors as well, to be able to handle the paint. A lot of people sleep on that because when the Pelicans started playing better is when Favors actually came back, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
don't underrate the paint players. They still gotta do their thing.
No, I feel you. But look, like I know you were saying that you think Ingram is gonna be the one to lead. If they're gonna make the playoffs, Zion is gonna have to go crazy, like 30 points per game, like 10 rebounds, like just like insane, like how we saw.
I still don't see him as like there's a difference between best player and the leader. I still think he's too young to lead a team.
Oh, of course, definitely.
Especially when you got those two other young players, but still a little older than him.
But very important as well. And you were saying that they also need a veteran as well. Well, they got JJ Reddick. They also got Drew Holiday. You can't forget about that guy. That guy can,
he's
ball.
Had his moments, yeah.
That guy can ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say, talent-wise and, how their team is built, I think the Pelicans is the most interesting profile we have done so far out of these teams that are outside looking in. So, yeah, we already said, what the chances are, but